Hello everyone, and welcome you all on Data Phoenix webinar. Today we will speak about analytics and AI ML in the sport. Uh, Together with us, Rajesh Kumar,
Rajesh Kumar, yeah.
Rajesh Kumar. Sorry, he is the professor at Woxsen University in AI Center, and he will talk about us the trends and applications of AI in the sport. So I give to him microphone.
Yeah. So thank you for the opportunity. So yeah, I'm sharing my screen. So it's visible, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So I'm Dr. Kumar K V, Assistant Professor, AI Research Center, and also I'm heading the Center of Excellence for Sports Analytics and Management at Woxsen University, India. So here today I'm going to explain about trends and applications of AI, ML, and analytics in sports. So as of now, AI is booming in all the sectors, but in the sports industry also, it's revolutionizing the all the technologies. So today I'm introducing some of the technologies, how AI is handling the sports industry. So these are my key insights you can learn from my presentation today. So why do we need to focus on sports data analysis? So the basic understanding of how we can utilize the models and methods of AI ML techniques in sports. So what kind of data does the sports generate from sports industry? Suppose if you take any particular game, so what kind of data being generated? So is it possible to make any predictions about the data? And how are the AI ML models going to transform the sports? So these are the main objectives of my presentation. So the main focus is sports industry is grooming like anything. So if you take different games and sports like small stadium devices, esports, there are behind the screen there are a lot of technologies, and then a lot of inputs and exports have been done, and then there are a lot of broadcasting channels. So there is a huge market in the sports. So if you take the global sports technology market, suppose with respect to the technology only I'm talking. So if you take by 2033, it's targeting like 79.2 billion billion dollar billion USD. So this seems like it's exponentially increasing like anything. So from this, how the AI and ML techniques are being used for the transforming the sports analytics and the sports data, we can understand from this. So what kind of data has been generated from the sports? So if you take, there are different ways like sensor based data, video based data, and text analytics. So suppose if you take any sports, for example, if you take this cricket or badminton, so there are different accessories like bat, ball, and then rockets and all. So even from the accessories, not only from the accessories, from the human body also we can able to generate the data, so we can capture the data. So there are various techniques. When it comes to the sensor based technology, there are different sensors available in the market now. So if you observe these pictures, so from the every point of human body we can able to calculate the speed, velocity, all these parameters. So from that we can able to capture the data, and then we'll come up with a prediction model. Suppose if you see the picture, so there are smart rings, smart glasses, smart shirt. Based on the variable technology, how the IoT technology is booming, the sports industry applications are also increasing. Suppose if you take the smart devices like a wristwatch. So from that we are monitoring the physiological information like how much your body is responding to the running, walking, all these parameters. Suppose if you are tracking the information of the heart rate, so and then suppose if you are tracking about the your gait parameters like how you are walking on the track. So all these informations collectively we can analyze and predict the some information. So from this we'll gather the some sort of insights. So this model will be helpful to understand the sports in a digital perspectives. So based on the advancements in the technology like IoT, and then wearable devices. So we can, going forward, we can predict the how the player is able to perform, how the player fitness levels, all these things we can able to predict. So suppose if you take the some athletes and then some sensor models, if you take, from the body, each point of the body we can attach to the sensors, and then from that we can able to figure out some sort of data. Suppose real time position we can acquire from the body sensors, and then motion tracking, skin temperature, muscle fatigue, and then stress levels also we can able to fetch. So these sensors will able to give you the all sort of informations. Suppose if the sensors here have been connected to the arms, and then you can figure out the how much arm speed is moving, and then elbow stress. Suppose if it is a attached to the feet, contact time, and then ball touches. If it is in the football case, how the ankle is moving, how the foot is moving, all these analysis we can do with the sensor data. And then if sensor is attached to the head and neck connection, we can figure out the head impact. Suppose in case of head injury, how it what is the parameters behind the injury. So eye movement, rotational acceleration. Suppose if you see the football game, how speed the player or athlete has been moving in the ground. So you can understand with the sensors data itself. So not only the outside parameters, like we can also understand the inside parameters. Suppose heart rate, respiratory, oxygen, blood levels, and then body temperature, and then sleep quantity, hormone levels. All these analysis we can do with the sensors data. With the similarly, if it is tied to the legs, distance covered, how much speed acceleration he is using to cover in the pitch or in the ground. So what is the stride length, and then top speed, up jump. So these kind of various parameters we can get the data with the variable technologies and then variable sensors. So similar to the sensor data, there is our advanced versions like using the computer vision and all. We can able to do the we can able to do the object detection or color detection models in the suppose if you take the basketball game, there are two teams in a use case. So one is wearing the yellow color and other one is wearing the black color. So with the object detection we can generate the heat maps, and then from the heat maps we can figure out how the player is moving from one end to the other end to catch the ball and to make a goal. So these kind of analysis we can use for the computer vision, not all use in the with the computer vision, not only in the not only in the basketball. So the similarly we can use in the cricket, football, or whatever the sport. So going forward, there are various frameworks, starting from the talent identification and acquisition, like player selection, team selection, how the player performance, all these things we can analyze with the AI and ML models, like supervised and unsupervised, and then with the deep learning models, we can identify the player performance based on the historical data. So how the player is performing, how he can fit in the team, how his performance will be. So once you come up with the talent identification, so that will acquire the person, and then this analysis will help to the any particular team, whether it is a cricket, whether it is a football, or any game. And suppose if you are doing, once you come up with the team analysis, with that we can come up with the game analytics. So where to place the person, how to place the person. So with the different combinations we can utilize the AI and ML models. Not only this, so there is a virtual training, like a coach. So nowadays if you see the computer vision based system, so automatically it is correcting your body posture automatically. System will, so that the coach itself can assist you to become a good player. So this training and coaching session is also very important with the AI models. So once these technologies are familiar, we'll come up with the predictive modeling, whether the person is capable for our team or not. We can predict based on fitness, scoring, based on his movements, then his fitness. So many we can consider, and then we'll build the predictive model. So once we come up with a nice prediction, make a strategy. So not only this, we can also analyze the injury prevention. how the person is getting injury, whether regularly he is getting the injury at a certain point, or based on his body posture he is getting the injury. So different analysis we can build it. So, and then going forward to the advanced level, like a fan engagement and immersive experiences with the metaverse, so we can build the interactive and then explorative things like immersive technologies like augmented reality and virtual reality. With this, the audience will be very engaged in the gaming field, so that it will increase the increase the audience numbers also. So fan engagement and metaverse, these will come like a booming sectors in the coming days. So there are various methods to visualize, like different charts we can use. So there are techniques like VA tools or Tableau tools to visualize the data, and in the real time also we can connect, and we can utilize the AI models to show the data configurations and all. So there are suppose if you see here, these kind of visualizations will help the player based notions. Suppose if you see how the player is moving from one end to the other, we can easily visualize and make a predictive goal. So how the player is utilizing the area of in the ground, and then how he is moving the ball towards his goal. So these kind of analysis will help to understand how the player performance in the ground in the real time. And then these heat maps in the visualization techniques will help you to make how the player is moving forward and backward, how the he is taking the step. So these things, the heat maps and then visualization charts, will help you to understand the player perspectives. Though similarly, there are various technologies. Player perfection and then team perfection, all these things we can done with the visualizations. So once the visualization completes in the segment, there are other technologies also included, like machine learning, natural language processing, computer vision, data analytics, and others. So when it comes to the machine learning, like supervised and unsupervised learning algorithms, you can apply on the data, so that we can predict the or classify the person, for example, if you take whether the player is performing well or not, in terms of the batting, whether he is performing good or not, in terms of bowling he is performing good or not, we can able to figure out with his previous historical data. So once you get the clean data from the variable sensors or the computer vision models, we can implement machine learning or deep learning models to predict the performance of the players. So similarly, you can utilize the natural language processing techniques to do the analysis with the text analysis. Based on the, suppose if you take the example, based on the commentary of one particular match, we can analyze how the player is moving on. So without any sensor data or any video data, with the live commentary match, we can analyze with the text analytics. Similarly, if you have the data, we have to apply the data analytics models. So here is an example of injury prevention model. So suppose if you take the surface impact of the person, synthetic surface and natural surface, if you take, so there are most possibilities on the synthetic surface. There are surface injuries where are mostly happening. So here, if you take, there are certain informations. So this model will show you the how the player is getting injured at particular points. Suppose if you see here, we have used the baseball model dataset and then trained the model. So if you observe here, mostly all the points getting like a strain or inflation and then missed injury, we can visualize easily with this data. So if you see here, so upper surgery and then inflation and then strain, where is the most affected area, what is the most affected area on the body. So we can analyze like this and then visualize the parameters. So with this data we can train the machine learning algorithms like random forest or logistic regression, so that algorithms will give you the better accuracy in predicting the which is the what is the most important point on the human body, and then where it is getting affected. So similarly, not only with the machine learning, recently this deep AI models have been generated by the Google Mind. So there, so these kind of neural networks backup, and then there are a lot of models implemented using deep learning models. So you can observe that the how the system is capturing the motion of the particular person of a player during the soccer. So once we analyze his motion in the real time, so that we can train the person with this deep learning models itself. So once we come up with the how to train with the historical data, then we'll arrive at the how to train for the future prospects. So there are different sort of different sort of data techniques are there: data analyst, data scientist, and then statistic analysis. So based on the sports and events, so that we can finalize the which role is suitable for the particular person. Suppose if you are dealing with the initial data collection models, so that we can be like a data analyst. So how to clean the data, how to capture the data, so all these things will be in the first level. Once this stage, if you are expert, and then you can move to the data scientist role. So data scientist role is nothing but the based on the data you can figure out how the machine learning models can be applied, how the deep learning models can be applied to predict the team performance, to predict the player performance. So these kind of analysis you can build up. So once you come up with a nice strategy on the prediction models, you can make a strategy analysis. So whether it is a cricket, football, or whichever the game, so that the policy is the same. So data collection, and then made after that make a scientific analysis, and then make a predictive models, and then you can apply for the strategic analysis. So, for example, if you take the recent cricket industry, in Indian cricket, the player called Virat Kohli. So he's been very good in his form. So suddenly for the couple of years he is not able to perform that much well. So what is happened? So if you consider his stats, so that we can understand how he's performed in the earlier days, and how he missed out his form. So that these kind of analysis we can analyze, and then come up with a team selection or the player selection. It can be helpful for understanding the models. So these are the stats of the Virat Kohli. So you can compare that how the Virat Kohli has been formed for number 12 years, and then if you compare the Sachin Tendulkar form, how he has been consistently performed. So there are the different parameters based on the individual player as well. But we can understand how what are the reasons behind the form, and how he can better with his performance and all. So once we come up with the AI model, so that we can help the players to perform his models and all. So these are the tech companies currently in the cricket industry, like a data providers, Opta, Kadamba, Cricket Achieve, so Hawkeye. So all these tech companies are providing different insights. Suppose if you take the Stansbeam is the sensor manufacture company. So there, so that that sensor is have been attached to the cricket bat. From that bat, we can track the data, and then from the data we can do the analysis. So these companies are coming up with the IoT based companies, and then data providers and all. So similarly, once we finish the machine learning and IoT models, the advanced level is like a computer vision. It's nothing but making the video based analytics. We have the video frame of the one bowler here. So from this bowling, from his bowling, we can analyze his body posture and bowling projections as well. So we can understand how speed and accurately he is bowling, and then we can going forward we can analyze the emotional intelligence of the player also. This will help you to analyze the player performance, and as well as the team performance also. So with the computer vision models, we can understand and the player perspectives and the team perspectives in a advanced manner. So for this is the going forward, this is very important scenario in the sports analytics. So nowadays everyone is talking about the virtual reality and augmented reality with the metaverse and all. So how the fan engagement will be going to be happen. So even everyone can every fan can want to go to the stadium, but it is not possible for many of the people, so that they can sit wherever they want, and then from there they can explore in a real time. So this metaverse will help them to feel like they are in the they are in the play area, like in the real time ground, so that they can easily engage with the players and all. So this model will help them like a fan engagement model, and then it will help to it will help to the audience to really explore the real matches. So going forward, not only the sports tech, the esports industry and the trends also has been increasing. Everyone is habitual during Corona time. Everyone is getting habitual to the esports. So gaming industry also exploring like anything. So these AI and ML models will help in the gaming industry also. And to make a better decisions, to make a better visualizations, all these aspects, and then performance of the devices also increasing. So with all the technologies perspective, gaming industry and then sports industry is growing like anything. So going forward with the trends and future scope, with respect to any game, the player performance can be analyzed. Runs, wickets, stumps, catches. With the traditional model, we can predict, and then win or loss we can predict, and then team selection. But with the future scope, with the advanced models, we can predict the player postures. We can extract the we can using the computer vision models. So not only this, we can also analyze the shot selections, and these models will help the players like a virtual coaches. So with this we can also analyze the fitness levels and assessments also we can do. So these are the overview of the sports analytics models. So my understanding from previous models and machines methods, many researchers have been contributed to the this field with the machine learning and deep learning models and neural networks. So with this, there is a lot of scope to do the research also. So these models will help you to understand the sports in a digital perspective. Thank you.
Yeah,
Any questions?
yeah, thank you for this interesting overview of using KI and ML in the sport,
Ye-
how we can uh, improve our sporting experience and do team better.
yeah,
So today, very often, I think today is the trend to speak about large
yeah,
language models. So is it possible to
yes.
use them in sport analytics?
Yes. So with the large language models, we can build like a recommendation models, and then from the text data, we can come up with the we can come up with the analytics models. Suppose if you have the commentary data of the any running match or historical match, from that we can analyze the data.
Yeah, good, thank you. Okay, I think
Yeah.
today is it all, and thank you again for your presentation, and thank you all for who was with us. See you on next webinar. Uh, Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.